what's up everyone, TJ here. In this video, we're taking a look at the Nitro Squash snowboard. Let's get right into it. All right, the Squash is a powder free ride focused snowboard on the Nitro lineup. It runs an overall directional shape with a taper, a setback, and a swallowtail. So it's got all the ingredients for a nice powder board, but it's also gonna be a great board for carving and exploring as well. With the directional shaping, you're gonna have a much longer planing nose outside those front contact points, giving the front of the board much more surface area if you find yourself in powder. It also runs a significant setback. You're gonna find a 25mm setback in this board, a 6mm taper, so a slightly narrower tail than nose, as well as this swallowtail cutout. So just reducing that surface area on the tail of the board to help keep the nose up and let the tail sink naturally in powder, helping you ride in a more natural body position, eliminating that rear leg fatigue that you'll get on those deeper days. And most of the float is gonna rely on that setback as well as the directional shape in the swallowtail. It has a pretty minimal taper. You're gonna find a true positive camber profile on the Squash, so full positive camber from contact point to contact point, helping to give this board a more powerful feel and more stability on that hard pack snow or on Groomers. And it also runs a sintered base, which is known to be a harder, faster, more durable base material. You're gonna wanna make sure to wax this board regularly to keep that nice glide going out there. But overall, this is a really interesting board. It's got all the ingredients to take out on the deepest of days, while still being very capable for carving and exploring as well. As far as the flex goes, I found this board to be pretty sturdy, definitely on the stiffer side of medium. For reference, I weigh 150 pounds, I'm around 5'10", and Nitro sent this board out in a 159 for me to test. So gonna come through with some good stability and a nice, powerful, precise feel on hardpack. I always enjoy the feel of those cambered directional boards for carving, and that's one of the biggest highlights for me on the Squash. It also has above average side cut radius. The 159 runs an 8.4 meter side cut. So it's gonna feel comfortable and confident when you start going faster, getting this board up to some pretty high speeds, but still feels good at moderate speeds as well. It's a fun carver for a variety of situations all over the mountain. And the overall feel is pretty precise and locked in. You can throw your weight into this board when you're out there carving and not really have to worry about it. It's gonna hang on pretty well, gonna be able to power through some more variable chundery snow as well. And even though it does have that longer nose out the front, I wasn't really getting much chatter out of the board, even at high speeds. It's a very capable carver and gonna be a fun board to take out on days where maybe you don't have powder or you're planning to do a lot of exploring to find those stashes. I was doing some big laps from top to bottom out at Keystone when I was testing this board, and it was holding on to carves really well, had a nice locked in feel, and was actually a lot of fun for side hits and rollers and things like that as well. So even though it is a super directional board and has that powder shape to it, it can still be a lot of fun on those days when the soft snow just isn't coming through for you. It's a good board for the Groomers also. I also had this board out in the backcountry for a day. It was more variable snow out there, so kind of got to feel how it floated a little bit in certain sections, but then also how it reacted going through the chop. And like I said, it powers through that type of variable snow quite well, while still giving you great float, and felt good on drops also. I found a cool rock feature while I was out there. I hit it a bunch of times, and it kind of had a variable landing as well. It was probably like maybe 8 or 10 inches of snow and then got pretty firm underneath. And this board handled it. You know, that tail came through with the stability, that nose stayed up on top of the powder effortless. I didn't have any tomahawks or anything like that while I was out there. So a nice capable board for that type of riding. You know, if you're finding natural features in the resort or anything like that, it's gonna be able to power through that, but still gonna give you some excellent float. I would not hesitate to take this board out on a really deep day either. Overall, I think the Squash had a pretty aggressive feel to it, gonna be better suited for you more experienced riders looking for a purpose-specific board. Great board to take out on the deep days, gonna have some good float, gonna come through with some good stability as well, and also gonna be an excellent carver for those days when the snow just isn't there for you. So if you're looking for something like that to add to the quiver, definitely check out the Nitro Squash snowboard. I'll have it linked down in the description below if you wanna read more about it. Leave any questions you have for me down in the comments. I'd be curious to hear if any of you guys have experience with this snowboard. If you got some value out of this video, please make sure to give it a like, Subscribe to the channel for more snowboard videos, guys. I really appreciate it. Helps me out. And I'll see you in a new one soon. Later, guys.